So with the North American Rocket League Spring Series coming up, as always, it's time to get into the predictions. It's one of my favorite videos to make. This is really fun. I like going over the teams, but I got some complaints, guys. I got some huge complaints about who made it into the Spring Series. Because for those of you who don't know, some very obscure teams made it in. Yeah, I'm gonna complain. This might just be another roasting Rocket League teams video for 10 minutes, but who knows? Maybe we'll get into some actual predictions. But yeah, as always, if you guys do enjoy, hit subscribe. Our new goal for this channel is 10,000 subscribers, so hopefully one day we'll get there. And yeah, let's get right into the video. Alright, here's the overview. Here's the 8 teams that made it in. G2, Space Station, NRG, and Vanguard, who used to be Ghost. But then, number 5, we have Jamal Jabari. Who the fuck? Number 6, 72-pin connector. Who the fuck? Then Pittsburgh Knights and Charlotte Phoenix. Now, you might be saying, oh, where's Rogue? Where's Soniqs? Well, let's take a look at their tournament. Oh, and guys, believe me, I didn't forget about Cloud9. We'll go over them. I'm just saving the best and most pathetic tournament for last. Don't worry. Oh, don't you worry. I didn't forget about them. As you can see right here, Rogue got reverse swept by Jamal Jabari. Huh? Excuse me? But okay, let's see how Soniqs did. Oh, Soniqs was out in the second round after losing to 72-pin connector. Huh? No, don't worry. There was a losers bracket for these teams where Rogue got swept by Pittsburgh Knights. And then Soniqs lost to EUnited, who EUnited eventually lost to Charlotte Phoenix. What is going on, guys? Like at least 72-pin connector and Charlotte Phoenix were Rlss teams, but who is Jamal Jabari? How did Rogue lose to this team? No offense to I don't know a single person on here. Toasty? Who's Toasty? Is he the one who created the epic Toasties playground map? But I thought he was an EU player. I don't think they're the same player. Spider, LJ. These guys are going to get destroyed. No offense, but they're going to get destroyed. Charlotte Phoenix is looking real good right now. They got rid of their best player, but they still made it to Spring Series. You know, it makes me think Shadow's popping off. Maybe Wonder Mike is good. Who knows? But man, Rogue. This is not a good showing for your new roster change. And you can make the excuse all you want that, you know, it's a new roster, so you guys aren't well fit together. But you let 3 Rlss teams in, one of which you just took a player from. You just took a player from Charlotte Phoenix, and then they qualify over you. Rogue, I'm sorry, this is embarrassing. This is straight up insulting to you guys. Charlotte Phoenix just spread their ass in front of you and told you to F off. Oh, did you guys think I forgot about Cloud9? No way in hell I forgot about Cloud9, who had the best tournament run out of anyone. Better than Rogue, better than Soniqs, better than all these Rlss teams. Oh, let's get into... I can't wait to get into Cloud9. Let's take a look here. Okay, Cloud9, they sweep their first team. Okay, I've never heard of them. TM, okay. And then they lose 3-1 to Jamal Jabari. Who is Jamal Jabari? Cloud9. You lost to a team that wasn't even in Rlss. But okay. I guess Jamal Jabari did also beat Rogue and Stromboli. Let's see how they played in the losers bracket. Okay, let's see how Cloud9 played in the losers bracket. All right, let's see here. Okay, their first match was from... Oh, they forfeited. What? Wait, Cloud9 forfeited their losers bracket match? What? Why? Why did they forfeit? Why? And then that team, look at what is their name? Look at Curry. That was their name. Look at Curry got another forfeit against that Kevin team. What? And then they got swept by Pittsburgh Knights. They got lucky to make it to losers round 6, I'll be honest, but how did Look at Curry? Imagine being Look at Curry in this situation. Oh man, we gotta go up against Cloud9. Guess our run's over, guys. Losers bracket round 3. Well, it's been a good run. Oh, what? Cloud9 forfeited. It's just that easy. Fuck it, we take those. Wow. I just don't have anything more to say. Okay, I actually do have a little bit more to say. I just looked on Squishy Muffin's Twitter. apparently Squishy Muffin's internet wasn't working for him, so he had to have Fireburner sub in for him. And on top of that, Torment's internet was worse than Squishy's, so they basically were 2v3ing the whole time, and then they just decided, okay, screw it, we're not going to play. So it looks like that's why they lost to Jamal Jabari originally, because of both their internet sucked, and then at that point they're just like, they didn't want to play because, I mean, I guess if your internet's not working and you physically can't play, it makes sense, but man, that's heartbreaking. That really is. But yeah, okay, I know, time to get into some actual predictions. So, this is the bracket. Here's the bracket. It's going to be G2 PK, Vanguard Jamal. Remember, Vanguard is the old Ghost roster, so that's Ghost. Space Station Charlotte, NRG 72. So, it's time to make some actual predictions in this video. So, I'll put up the bracket. Okay, so here's the bracket. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do this. Do I want to have gameplay in the background or not? I guess I'll put some gameplay in the background. Let's do that. And I'll just go match one by one. So we're going to start with the quarters finals match, G2 versus Pittsburgh Knights. And I mean, this should be a no-brainer. G2 takes this every day of the week. Pittsburgh Knights was only good when they had Mist on the team. So sayonara, Pittsburgh. I mean, that's probably going to be a 3-1, 3-0. I'll give it 3-1. Then we have Vanguard versus Jamal Jabari. I'm sorry, I'm giving this a 3-0 right off the bat. These quarterfinals are pretty easy if you can't tell. SSG versus Charlotte Phoenix. This is the only quarterfinal match I could see maybe being competitive. I think that Charlotte Phoenix can put up perhaps a 3-2 if Shadow pops off, if they're working together well with Wanda Mike. But at the end of the day, Space Station Gaming's still too good. I'll give it 3-1 for sure. And then NRG versus 782, 3-0. 3-0. All right, got the quarterfinals out of the way. That was easy. Took me a minute. So let's just get in straight to losers round 1. Pittsburgh versus Jamal Jabari. I think Jamal Jabari made it in off of a fluke, a complete fluke, and I think they're out. And in fact, I think Pittsburgh Knights 3-1 them. I think Jamal wins a total of 1 match. And in fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they got swept again. So Pittsburgh winning that. And then the second losers round 1, we have Charlotte versus 72. I'm going to give it to Charlotte Phoenix. You know what's really great about this match? I can actually look at their previous Rlss history before I give an opinion on this. And Charlotte Phoenix swept 72 pin connector in Rlss. Or I'm sorry, Rlss. So I'm gonna assume it's gonna go the same way. I'll give it a 3-0 for Charlotte Phoenix again, because 72 pin connector made it. Like, I can see Charlotte Phoenix making it. Honestly, they're a good team, but 72 pin over any of the other Rlss teams, nah man. So yep, losers round 2. It's probably gonna have Pittsburgh Knights in it and Charlotte Phoenix in it. Let's get on to the semifinals of the upper bracket. Let's start with G2 Esports versus Vanguard, aka Ghost Gaming. This is going to be the first real good match of the day. And G2 Esports, they've won the last 4 tournaments in a row that they've been in. The 2 astronaut qualifiers, the astronaut finals, and then regionals. If you count league play as a tournament, then I guess they didn't win the last 4, but and no one's really been counting league play as a quote-unquote tournament, because, you know, it's a league. It's a little bit different, but basically G2's on fire. I could see them beating Ghost 3-1, maybe 3-2 if Ghost are really popping off, but Ghost need Atomic to be on. If Atomic's not on, I actually don't see hope for this Ghost roster, because Ghost is a fairly inconsistent team, as we've seen throughout Rlss. But Ghost did beat G2, and that's when all their members were on, and that's what they need. I think G2's looking so strong since all their performances, so I'll give it 3-2 in favor of G2. And then Space Station versus NRG. If this was during Rlss, I would say Space Station all day. But after that final performance from Space Station, it's crazy. It's hard to judge. I think I still believe that overall Space Station is a better team than NRG. So I do think that Space Station will most likely come away with this, just because, I mean, they performed way better in league play. But then when it comes down to other tournaments like Astro and regionals, Space Station hasn't looked so hot. And so, you know what? Because this is not Rlss, I'm going to have to give it to NRG, because Space Station just doesn't look that great in some of these other tournaments. So I'm going to give it NRG 3-2. I think NRG, I wouldn't call it an upset, but they beat them. Maybe it won't be convincing. Maybe it'll be close. But NRG is going to take this, and the winners finals will be G2 Esports versus NRG. And let's get into losers round 2. So we had Pittsburgh Knights. They would be going up against Vanguard. And then the second one would be Space Station Gaming going up against Charlotte Phoenix again. So let's start with round 1. Vanguard versus PK. I'm sorry, I can't see PK ever beating Ghost, the old Ghost roster. Even if they're not on, PK is never on, let's be honest. The only good player on that team is Rlss. Let's be honest, one of the worst trades in Rocket League history. I think Vanguard win 3-1. PK's out. It's really a no-brainer for me. PK, I just haven't seen anything from PK this season. They've just, honestly, they look worse and worse every match they play, unfortunately. But then we have SSG again versus Charlotte Phoenix. And, you know, it went, I told you how this went the first time, and it's going to go the same way the second time. Space Station will probably win. But I think that since this will be happening day 2, Charlotte Phoenix might have a little bit of time to understand their mistakes, and it will be a 3-2 instead of a 3-1. They'll put up a little bit more of a fight, but Space Station overall, they take the dub. Again, this is only if Shadow's playing very well, because he has the highest skill cap out of any of those players on the team. So then the losers round 3 is going to be Space Station Gaming versus Ghost, while the winners finals will be G2 versus NRG. Let's start with the losers round 3. I don't know which one comes first, actually. Space Station versus Ghost Gaming. And again, like I said, Space Station, I still just think is the better team. So the way I see it is that Space Station just has Ghost's number. As we saw in regionals, Ghosts were on fire, Atomic was popping off, but then once they got to that SSG match, SSG just dumpstered on them. And it's also going to be pretty hard mentally for them to say, wow, we were playing at our best, and we still got destroyed by this team. It might take a toll on some of the players. It just might affect the mindset of some of the players going into this match, which I hope it doesn't. But at the same time, if your best is not nearly good enough, then what is? So I think that Space Station Gaming, honestly, they easily take this. I think it's a playstyle mismatch. I really do. I think because Space Station has easily the strongest defense in North America, and the fact that they have one of the strongest offenses in North America, there's just so much about that team. It's just better than other teams, and I see Space Station taking this. I'll give it a 3-1, honestly. I think Space Station just has their number. So it'll be Ghost waiting for the winner of NRG versus G2 in the winners finals, and let's get on to that one, G2 versus NRG. So I have a theory, and it's that if G2 are good enough to beat Ghost in the semifinals, then I think that they're playing so well that day that they win the whole thing. Because G2 is a team where they don't just play well against one team then not against another. They dominate teams or they don't dominate teams. That's just kind of how G2 plays. They're either on or they're off. So I think that G2 are easily going to be on because they've been on the last 4 tournaments that they played in. Why not the 5th? You know, they don't even have Cloud9 in here. They don't have the Soniqs. They don't have anyone to worry about. They have nobody to worry about except NRG at this point. They swept Space Station last time they played them. They beat Space Station the last, I think, 3 out of 4 times they played them. The only team they're worried about right now in this tournament is NRG. And if G2 are good enough to beat a Ghost roster who are popping off this much, G2 beat NRG. And it's going to be another close one. It's going to be a 3 to... No, this is a best of 7 at this point. Yeah, this is going to be a best of 7. So I'm going to say 4-3. It's going to go all the way. It's going to be the greatest Rocket League match we've ever seen. And it's going to be just Justin versus JNaps, just absolutely tearing it up on the field. But at the end of the day, Rizzo's going to flip his car over, score a goal, carry the G2 team, Rizzo MVP, and Rizzo sends G2 to the grand finals. And it's going to be NRG versus Space Station Gaming in the losers finals. This is very hard because we have not seen... we did not see them play in regionals. We saw them play earlier on in league play. Let's go back to that match. So NRG versus SSG was week 3, and SSG won 3-2. And I can't help but think that that was back when NRG looked very shaky. Remember at the beginning of the season, NRG did look very shaky. I think they've since then at least rounded out their playstyle. Maybe not to their former glory, but they're not turbo own goaling every game now, which is good. You know, I would give it to you. You would think that it's going to be SSG, but again, like I said, in the semifinals bracket, I think NRG is just going to come out. They fixed some of their issues. They beat Space Station, especially because Space Station, I think, just hasn't looked quite as good as they did at during league play recently. They just still, I think, a little bit less for Space Station, a little bit more for NRG, and that'll be enough to push them over that edge. Again, even during week 3, it was a coin flip. Even when NRG wasn't playing too well, they were just, I mean, they were still putting up a good fight. So I'm gonna give it to NRG again, and Space Station will be out in the losers finals. Then we'll get the rematch of G2 versus NRG in the grand finals. And I'm gonna say this has never been said before: if you give G2 a 1-game advantage, you're not winning. If you give G2 a 1-game advantage, you don't lose, or you don't win. And wait, did I say 3-2 for the losers finals? I meant 4-3. I forget it's a best of 7. And so the grand finals, let's just look at league play. The matches that G2 lost. The matches that G2 lost, I mean, it's actually hard to back up this point. I was going to say that G2 barely lost, but they didn't. They lost 3-1 to SSG. They lost 3-1 to Ghost. It's just, when G2's off, they just get smacked around. I'm sorry, but if G2 are in the grand finals, they're not getting smacked around. Also, remember, in league play, they lost to NRG 3-2 in what was probably one of the best matches of league play. So if G2 are here in this grand finals, they beat NRG. It's especially if you give them a 1-game advantage. In fact, I'm going to give it, if G2 are in the grand finals, I'm going to make a bold claim. I'm going to say 4-1. 4-1 in favor of G2. Because if they're here, they're going to be unstoppable. They swept SSG in their last grand finals. I think NRG, again, playing a little better than SSG, will take a game off G2. But that's it. That's all they can hope to get against these Titans. G2 is on fire, and I don't expect it to stop. Although, to be fair, so many RLCS teams didn't make it into Spring Series. I wouldn't be surprised if it just completely flips on us and Jamal Jabari gets a grand finals win. Like, what? Not gonna happen. It better not happen. I don't know a single player on Jamal Jabari. I can't even say their name without laughing. So basically, that's what's gonna happen. I can see. And by the way, if G2 are off on the day, then I think Ghost beats them in the semifinals, and then they lose, and probably they'll lose as round 3. Honestly, and they won't make it to the grand finals. They have to be on. They really do. If G2's off, they won't even make it to the winners finals. They'll be lucky to make it to semifinals if they're off. But I don't think they will be. They've been so consistent recently, honestly. Second place finish in league play, first place finish in all these other tournaments and qualifiers. Like, G2 is, in my opinion, the best team in North America. You can talk about how Space Station played well in league play all you want. Cool, that's one showing. That's one showing. And I understand that league play is playing consistently every single day, but I would still give the SSG that second place spot because G2 got second in league play, but they get first in everything else. You know, at what point does that one position difference in league play get outweighed by all their other performances? And I think it does. I think it just does, right? I mean, if G2 wins again, that'll be insane. We're talking about the Dignitas dynasty. Is this a new G2 dynasty? Come on. One can only hope. But yeah, that's basically everything. Yep, I hope you guys did enjoy this, and thank you guys all for watching. Obviously, if you guys did enjoy, if you guys like the content, hit subscribe, and because I try to post videos every day. I say try because if I wake up one day and I'm just not able to make a video, then no expectations. You know what I mean? But recently I have been getting videos out every day. So yeah, that's everything. I'll see you guys later, and peace.